Bicara Supply Chain, highlighting and showcasing solutions for the most complex challenges facing the industry in 21st century by our team of subject matter experts and mentors. Broadcasting every week, all year round, we will present the most up-to-date series of podcasts and webinars.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Bicara Supply Chain. This is Nur Hadi, your host, and we have a very special guest today, Demostenes Perez, a logistic expert and chief commercial officer at IPL Group and based in Panama. Thank you for joining us, Demo. It's great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me, Nur Hadi. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. All right, so in today's episode, we are going to talk about the logistic insights, how the Latin America market is changing in the post-COVID-19. But before that, can you please tell us a bit about yourself?
Okay, thank you. Well, I started in the logistic industry back in 1997, working for an agent of Federal Express. With no experience at all in logistics. And actually, I started on that role just to make a favor to a relative for 2 weeks. And that was the starting point of a journey that had taken me to this tremendous, interesting industry that became a passion now. I have participated in practically all the areas of the logistics business: courier, freight forwarding, warehousing, value-add services, project management, in different industries. So my main role in the industry probably was during 21 years. I was the CEO of a local Panamanian third-party logistics company that since that time have been the exclusive partner for DHL supply chain in Panama. So we used to manage all the global customers from DHL at the warehousing part in Panama. So we perform services for these global corporations, and that give me a huge opportunity to meet people from all over the world representing these global customers. And I was particularly focused on developing their regional distribution operations and platforms and helping them to have a better distribution services for Latin America. So that took me all this time, and at the end of last year, beginning of this year, I resigned to that role, and I decided to open my own company, which is IPL Group, that started at the beginning of this year, and I'm the co-founder together with a business partner. And my role is practically the same. I keep helping global companies to establish regional distribution operations in Panama for their business growth in Latin America. So that's my very specialty preparation.
Awesome. Let's jump to the first question, Demo. What are some emerging trends in the logistic industry due to the COVID-19?
Well, we cannot start this part without talking about the COVID-19 vaccine distribution, which is the most important topic these days, and how all the distribution will be done. In Latin America, due to the complexity of these markets, we are talking about over 25 countries, some of them very big countries like Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, but you also have a lot of small countries, countries like the islands on the Caribbean, for example. So that make all these Latin America and the Caribbean islands a very complex region for logistics distribution as a whole. So now, with all the challenges we face with the vaccine and the conditions needed to make that distribution, all the countries in this part of the world, imagine if there are challenges in developed markets like the US or Europe for distributing the vaccine. Can you imagine how this works in this area? Probably the same challenges that other continents like Asia or Africa may have, right? No infrastructure in many of the countries to support the temperature control, and lack of access to proper ways to put that product on the to the reach of the patients or the people. So there are many challenges right now on that specific topic. So I think this is the most important part right now in the industry, and all related to that, right? So we have been seeing many other trends related to COVID and the lockdowns and the situation.
Yeah. And how do you see the recent situation that happened in Asia versus in Latin America?
Well, I think the difference with Asia is basically that those are biggest countries, as I said. But it's very similar in some cases because you will find different languages, for example, or different regulations depending on the countries. Again, with the difference, probably the number of countries is bigger. And for example, right now, what is happening in Asia with the containers is affecting Latin America. As you know, Panama is the most important regional distribution hub for Latin America.
Yeah.
Because of the canal and because the port infrastructure, the biggest amount of ships coming from Asia stops by Panama first. So from here, we make the distribution of goods or for containers. But you know, this is an important point of connectivity for all the goods coming from Asia. So whatever happened in Asia affects Latin America, but impacts Panama the first. For example, right now you will see the ports starting getting full of white containers, which are non-operating reefers containers being used to transporting goods, because there is a lack of containers, access to containers in Asia, right? So we're seeing a lot of products right now coming from China and from other manufacturing countries in Asia arriving in reefer containers because there is no very limited access to regular dry containers. So probably that won't be seen that soon in other countries in this area in Latin America, but we see it first in Panama because it's the shortest transit and shortest point from whatever you are shipping out of Asia in general.
All right. Let's jump to another questions more about the opportunity. So what are the future prospects of the logistic industry in 2021? What is your view, Demo?
Well, we are seeing Latin America growing a lot in electronic businesses, all e-commerce related, because probably this is one of the less developed areas in the world in e-commerce.
All right.
And one of the reasons for that is, again, the same reason I mentioned at the beginning, is the complexity of the region, right? It is not that easy to cross these 25, 26, 30 different border lines. There are many different countries speaking different languages and with different rules and regulations, and one group of countries more developed than others. One group of countries is a big market or a very mid-sized market or a very small market. So it's a very high variety of realities in each country. So we cannot say that Latin America is one region, actually, because we geographically probably it's a region, but from the business perspective, it's very diverse. I was looking at the report yesterday that probably the country that will grow the most will be Argentina. Okay. But as a whole, Latin America will grow a lot. I just saw yesterday also that Amazon is building a new facility in Mexico to increase their business there. So you're seeing the biggest markets in Latin America booming, but the smallest ones also are growing very fast due to all these crises.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. All right. So before we close today's conversation, Demo, do you have any key takeaway from today's podcast?
Well, first of all, I'm really grateful for you for giving me this opportunity to reach your audience, especially in Asia. I think that there are many opportunities still to develop between Asia and Latin America, with other countries than China. You know, we have a very close relation with China. In Panama, the Colón Free Zone have been doing business with China for over 40 years now. Mm-hmm. But we know that there are huge opportunities with other countries with manufacturing and production and to have for our customers for having other ways to source the goods and to have a diverse base of origins, to have a bigger resilience capabilities. So that's what I am most interested in. And again, thank you for allowing me to share my experiences and thoughts with your audience.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. All right. So once again, thank you so much for joining us, Demo. See you and bye-bye.
At Bicara Supply Chain, we are committed to driving global perspective to embrace technological adaptation in improving process efficiencies. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share Bicara Supply Chain. And stay tuned for the latest updates. To learn more, visit our website www.bicarasupplychain.com. Thank you for listening to us. We look forward to seeing you at our next episode.